You are tuned into Be Bold Radio, breaking barriers over lives daily. This is the place for you to learn strategies and tools to turn your business, your dreams, and your goals into a reality. Thanks for tuning in to Be Bold Radio. This is your host, Dymeata B, and you're listening to episode number 83. Have you ever heard about business credit? Did you know that you may qualify for up to $250,000 to be used for your business needs? And did you also know that it doesn't report to your personal credit profile? Call DVI Global LLC at 708-428-6436 or visit www.dvigloballllc.com. Again, that's 708-428-6436 or visit www.dvigloballllc.com, where we can assist with your business funding needs. Today, I want to talk about something a little off the subject of entrepreneurship, of being a business mom, but being married. Not just being married, just relationships. Most of my listeners, a lot of the women listeners are married, not all of them, but if you desire to be married, maybe you are married, or maybe you're dating, you're in a very serious relationship, you could take this advice as well. But I wanted to just touch on these few tips that, I really have been practicing for years. And really, I didn't realize that what I was practicing was the cause of a very healthy and successful relationship with my husband. So I've been, doing this over the years, my husband and myself, and we were talking like, I didn't even realize it's just second nature. But sometimes you can tend to forget. But I want to talk about a few ways that you can invest in your relationship, because we get busy, we get caught up with life. Life happens. I was on a relationship panel in December, and it was called From a Women's Point of View, Relationship Goals from a Women's Point of View. And I had the pleasure of being on the panel, and I was the only married, aside from the therapist that was on the panel with us, the relationship therapist, he was married as well. But we both were up there, and we were married, and there were 3 other women that were, they're single, they were on the panel, and they were awesome as well. And I wanted to talk about it, but the questions that came up in the event, most of them weren't related to married couples. A lot of them were, from just previous relationships or, a singles point of view. But there were different questions, a few questions that were related to a married couple, to married couples. And so one of the questions, they talked about, how did the question go was, why do women stop having sex with their husband after they get married? Like after years of marriage, why do you stop doing the things that you used to do when we first got married? And it's true. You do have a tendency to stop doing the things that you used to do when you were dating, to stop doing the things that you used to do when you first got married, when you were still honeymooning. And then kids show up. Then the priorities shift. They change. Then there's life. Sometimes you lose a job. Sometimes jobs cause you to relocate. Sometimes, bills have to be paid. More bills are accumulated. Just different things happen, health challenges. So things happen in relationships over time. But one thing we have to make sure that we do is always make our spouse, our partner, a priority. I didn't know this until the panel that I was on, but I didn't really realize that I had put my husband not before my kids, but I made us a priority before the kids. And I used to think that was the wrong thing to do, but it was the right thing to do, because after the kids grow up, guess what? It's just you and him, or you and her. And so you want to really consider that, you have to make each other a priority and make each other an investment, invest in each other every day. And so I want to talk about, these important ways that you can invest in your relationship. And we have to understand that, we both the men and the women, we have an emotional bank account. We do have an emotional bank account. And so if you stop depositing into that bank account, by the time you withdraw, you're at a deficit, and you're drawing out blanks and you don't have any money. You don't have any deposits. You don't have anything to withdraw. And so you have to understand that every day you have to make an investment into your mate. And so one of the ways that you can, invest in your mate is just the warm contact, just daily touching one another. It's amazing how, little time we spend with our partner each week. My husband, he works his own business and he gets up and he has to work it like a job, like a 9 to 5. And I get up, the same thing goes for me. And we have to realize that the touching and the intimate conversations and just having conversation and dialoguing, it really makes a difference in our life, because we don't get to see each other most of the day. We don't even get to see each other most of the day. And there's certain times of the year that my husband has to be, he's more busier than some months. There's times when it just shifts, there's times when I have projects and meetings and now, we're about to have this baby, like things are going to change. But we have to make it a point to invest in one another by having positive and warm contact, by touching, feeling, hugging, kissing. Like my husband will be cooking and I'll just walk up behind him, just hold him. Or he'll do the same to me, a pat on the butt, whatever. We kiss, we just hold each other, just hold me. And we need that from one another. Whether you are saying it, you really do need it. So you have to understand that, just sitting down looking at TV together that's not an investment. Do you know what I mean? That's not an investment. Touch, get closer, lay across his leg, watch TV. Like that connection really, really matters. That's an investment. Are you looking to jumpstart your business, expand operations, or purchase real estate, but you find yourself lacking the much needed capital to do so? DVI Global LLC can solve all of your business funding needs. Whether you're a seasoned company or just getting started, you can get up to $250,000 in as little as 15 days. Plus, there are no upfront fees. Call today, 708-428-6436, or visit www.dvigloballllc.com to start your free pre-approval process. DVI Global LLC is your business consulting partner. The second thing is just being grateful, telling your husband thank you, telling your wife thanks, babe. My husband, throughout the whole pregnancy, I don't know what came over me or what didn't come over me, but I just didn't have a desire to cook. Like it was just like it was very hard for me to get in the kitchen and cook and prepare and plan our meals. And to be honest with you, I didn't really have an appetite like I normally would. My metabolism had started to slow down. At the beginning of my pregnancy, I was working out. My metabolism was still speeding. It was speeding up. And then the second trimester, it kind of slowed down and I just lost every desire to cook and do whatever. And so my husband has totally changed the game. He has really, really changed the game in our home. And I'm grateful for that, because I really didn't think like, oh my God, I'm putting all of this on my husband. And I did what I could do and what was good for me to do and healthy for me to do, but he can feel me. And I thank him every day. Babe, thank you so much. Thank you, sweetheart. Like he'll go pick up the girls from dance, drop them off to dance, pick them up from school at their after school events, like with no complaints. And so he needs that appreciation, that gratitude, that just knowing that I care and I'm grateful. And so, I gave him a day where it was a spa day for him. There was another time I just went and just bought him, instead of buying me something at the store, at the mall, went and bought him some things, and bought him some shoes. And, so we took him shopping. And so just knowing that that person appreciates you, it does so much. That's an investment. And it also, when they continue to do for you, it makes them want to do it because they know that you appreciate it. So that's an investment. That's another way of making an investment into your mate. And he does it for me as well. And so the third thing is, acknowledge the attempts. Acknowledge when your partner is, trying to make an effort. Acknowledge that. You see that person is trying to do better. Acknowledge that. But I really noticed how I remember my husband and I had a conversation, and I know what it was. This was a while back, and he was getting ready to start on a business plan. And I just seen that his hustle just went up like 5 notches. He was already very focused and had tunnel vision on his business. But for whatever reason, the last 7 or 8 months, the momentum went up 5 notches. And I told him, babe, I just noticed, you inspire me. And I just encouraged him. And so sometimes your mate needs to know that you're inspired by them. Or thank you, you're making an effort. I see your hustle. I see what you're doing out there. I see your hard work. Let them know that. That's making an investment. Another one is giving your partner the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes we're together for a while. We start building resentments and we make mistakes because we're human. We make human error. We have human mistakes. Give your spouse the benefit of the doubt. Now, there are times when you do have to challenge your spouse and you want them to be honest and truthful with you, but just knowing that they're imperfect. And, I remember telling another couple, I can't stay mad at my husband because I remember God always reminds me that I'm not perfect. So when God reminds me and shows me all of my imperfections, it helps me to see and get a better perspective of the mistakes that my husband made. Okay. So another investment is, to be honest, pray for your husband. That's an investment. Pray for your wife. That's an investment. Pray over them. Speak into their lives. That's a big investment. Speak to the king in your spouse. And that's what I do. Speak to the queen in your spouse, in your woman. Because if you don't, someone else will. But before it gets that far, speak into their lives. Whether you see it manifesting or not, that's an investment. That's a major investment because your spouse needs it. You don't know what's going on in their head. You don't know what they're dealing with, what fears they're dealing with on the inside. And sometimes we as partners and husband and wives, we have to put on this show that we can do it. We have to be strong. I think I was talking to my husband and he was like, yes, as a man, yeah, we tell you we got it, but we're fearful too. And women, we take on so much, but we're fearful. We have anxiety. We trip. We feel like we don't have it all together. So it's good to speak into your spouse's lives. Speak to the queen and the king in them. That's an investment that will benefit you long down the line. Until next time, continue to believe, be original, and live your dreams. Now go invest in your partner. Become a sponsor with Be Bold Radio by booking your commercial slot, advertising your business, organization, or products or services on our show. To find out more information, email us at beboldquarters@gmail.com. Again, that's beboldquarters@gmail.com. It's time for you to take your business to the next level. I'm noticing that many business owners, they have the tools, but they lack the exposure. And we at Be Bold Radio, we want to give you that opportunity to expose your business to over 5,800 listeners per week. Again, to find out more, email us at beboldquarters@gmail.com.